Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and I would not be the filmmaker I am today. Barely respected with no hits to my name, were it not for the wonderful world of Disney. We all love Disney, man. Whether it's the movies, the parks, the Marvel movies, what have you, man. Disney is in our DNA. And you know whose DNA it's really in? The Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Lee. You want to go Disney hard? Never Disney soft. That's the show for you. Magic Our Way podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's all the Disney. You looking for a little D or the big D? Magic Our Way's got it for you.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. We are the happiest podcast on earth, and we are artistic buffs talking about that Disney stuff. And this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us for this show. We discuss how to have a relaxing and stress-free Disney parks vacation. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. No, sir. We are not in the parks every day trying to tell you the best place from which to have groceries delivered to your resort.
You've heard the imitators, now enjoy the originators. We're here to drink, talk Disney, and give you our tips.
That's right. Lazy lay, Bonton roulette for your ears. That's what we do all day, every day, and we don't play. Let it go away.
Boom. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm your main Marvin man, Eli.
Lee here, and hey, just keep in mind, if you want to relax, I got your backs. As good as bad as I can do.
That's a lot of people.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of people.
That's
don't,
cute.
whatever you do, don't turn your back on Lee Lastavika.
Hopefully it wasn't that big dude
no.
like we saw in California. He had a lot of back.
Yeah.
Well, as you can tell, we are not your average Disney podcast. So enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go discuss some relaxing Disney parks magic.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie your napkin.
And here we are on guest services, and this is the segment in which we get to service you, the listener. And we've received 2 emails as of late, which I'm going to read. First off is one from a Mr. Eric Y. So thank you for writing in, sir. And he says, "Hey there, my weekends. Just wanted to say, keep up the great work. I'm a long-time listener from up in Pennsylvania. You guys have a great show, and I always enjoy listening at work. But I had to finally contact you and let you know the Disneyland trip show was over the top great."
Wow. Oh, wow, man. That trip report has gotten some traction, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. It's very, very unique, very well told. But he says, "I laughed so hard and long, my coworkers probably thought I was having some sort of breakdown."
Should let them listen to it.
That's like, that reminds me of that guy that tried to go to sleep, but he put our show on, and he's like, "I hate y'all, but I love y'all." Because I couldn't go to sleep because y'all kept me up because I was laughing so hard. You remember that review?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, same thing to him, yeah. He's not having a breakdown if his coworkers are listening. But anyway, he says, "It was also told so well that I felt like I was just hanging out with some good friends and enjoying the tale. Just wanted to say love the podcast and keep up the great work."
Wow, man. Thank you so much, Eric. That really means a lot, considering what we had to go through. I remember when we were doing that trip report, when y'all was setting up, I was sitting over there typing out everything that I had jotted down on my phone and being like, wow, this is going to be long. Because I was making sure that I had, I didn't want to forget anything. And there were things that we left off for the sake of... there were some things that lent itself more to humor, and other things that would have been like, "Ooh, that was serious." That we did not discuss.
Life-threatening, even.
Right?
Yeah, that show had some impact. So much so, I think for Danny's, he throws a Halloween party.
Yeah,
and some of the folks that listened, they were like, "Eli, tell some of the story from the show." And they wanted to know about when I almost got killed, though, and. So I was like, all right, well, cool. So that story has a lot of power to it. And it's all true, and the reactions are real. And, I'm glad that listener had a good time. And thank you very much for loving it. And it's something that'll resonate. I've listened to it 3 times already because I'm still going through therapy.
You're a
for
sucker
it.
for misery. Though.
My therapist says I have to listen to it to overcome it. So,
And our next Eli is from Eli Ivory. He says, I love the show. I've listened to it 3 times.
I'm in therapy.
I'm in therapy now.
therapy.
The voices are getting louder.
Yeah, that's okay because I like someone to talk to.
So was your tribal mates at your Halloween party?
Yes,
Yes.
and we talked.
And at one point, somebody was so drunk that they kind of let slip that there was a podcast recording about it.
Someone's mom also did.
Oh, wait.
Wait,
it's,
my mom did?
Yes.
Oh, well, you did it. I heard you do it. I didn't hear the mom do it.
Yeah, the mom did it.
Oh,
too.
wow. Well, no, I said, no. We didn't record about that. No, that.
They didn't even care.
What was there to talk about?
They
Nothing.
didn't care.
Who gave that away?
Oh,
Yeah.
Was it this guy?
I mean, I
is that
that-
is that him?
that
It
dude,
looks
right?
kind of
Yeah.
like, okay,
Not this
okay.
guy.
Oh.
very conspicuous. Yes.
I was outside at the time for the record. I was bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
Yeah.
You were boozed up, is what you were.
Good party. It's
It was a
good party.
It was a good party.
Good
gave
party.
out all the candy.
Oh, that was another day.
He called me
And
up
a beer, right?
we were out trick or treating. We were going for an hour. We had over 200 something bags of candy. He's like, Danny, it's all gone.
He was like Mardi Gras up in this.
Dude, yeah.
Oh. I put this house on the block. They were like, this house is greatly decorated for Halloween. You know, greatly.
You know what it is? It's like, on floats, sometimes they'll throw like bags of beads.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. He was throwing bags of your
I
candy.
was, boy, people showing up. If
Women were flashing.
Yeah, no,
he
he
oh,
just
yeah.
chucking them,
Some
yeah.
lady took a picture of me.
Knock some poor kid out and hit him in the head with a bag of candy.
Yeah.
But they were so happy about it.
I ain't gonna lie. If the kids dressed up as Marvel characters, they got extra candy. They
I
did.
told my wife, she was like, how do you give away that much? I was like, he gave away extra candy on it.
Yeah, they were Black Panther, Spider-Man, Captain America. I said, man, y'all,
Done.
y'all know what to do.
I did the same thing at Trunk or Treat. If there was a Batman in the crowd, double the candy.
Yeah, Michael Myers got all the candy.
There you go.
I know, I was there.
All right, well, Eric, man, thanks you, and we love that you've been listening for a long time.
Yeah,
and,
thank you, Eric. Man, appreciate y'all listening. Thank y'all for reaching out, really. I mean, we're hearing from so many people we didn't know were out there hearing, and I can't tell you how much that means to us.
Yeah, we love hearing these new names and the fact that they're longtime listeners. And look, don't be strangers, guys. We'll read on there. We'll respond to you. We're very communicative.
Yes.
Communicative.
We just don't always speak coherently.
Yes.
But that's the alcohol talk.
That is the alcohol talking. All right.
Who's next?
And this is who's next. And the email starts out with this. Jumbo from John Bo.
Jumbo.
A lot of people using the Jumbo these days, eh?
Yeah. You remember John Bo? Your little buddy that you met over in Disneyland on your trip?
Yes.
And his son? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, John Bo.
Okay.
Yeah, he even wrote it, John Bo.
John
Because we
Bo.
mentioned that on the trip report, or whatever we read his email on the past couple shows
Yes,
ago.
we came back and it said that the Captain
I
America.
guess we gave him his Mohican name, which is John Bo. John Bo. I like.
Can I tell you something? Like, I never met him, but I saw the son and I saw Eli and him engaging. And that's just how it is hanging around with Eli, that he just engages with everyone. That it just didn't, I didn't even like think anything of it. I'm like, there's Eli again, making friends
doing
wherever
his
he
thing,
goes.
yeah.
That's Eli being Eli. I was busy dealing with those crazy kids,
Bouncing off the walls and
chasing
screaming.
them down, making sure they didn't break anything in the Art of Animation store.
Anyway, he says, Jumbo says, thank you very much for reading my email on your podcast. My son, daughter, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I have a new nickname.
Oh,
Yes, you do. A Mohican name. It's been a while since we've done the Mohican name.
okay.
But he has a few comments he wanted to write in. First bullet point. He says, I didn't know that Kevin is a musician. Very cool. So nice to hear from a working gigster. By the way, my degree is in piano, but I mostly play West African Latin percussion these days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a very specific type of music to play.
Yeah. Very specific. He's a piano guy, and he does that stuff, so that's kind of cool.
Wow,
Well, I'd like
okay.
to know where you play that at. Like just
If he's out in California, he's probably got more outlets than I do to do
Okay.
that kind of stuff, for sure. It's not as big of an outlet for West African or Latin stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, you don't go to a bar.
No. It's rare.
Piano players playing West African.
Maybe like Cafe Brazil, Frenchman Street stuff.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. It's like, yeah, like Cafe Brazil, but I mean, it's more like a Latin flair. That is
I mean, in college, I was with a band. We did some of that stuff, but
Okay.
it's like, but that's the last time I've ever done it.
Play weddings
Interesting.
with that, receptions with that kind of
Sometimes you could. Who knows?
Sweet.
Everybody wants a second line though around here, so who knows?
That's true.
I did not.
Yeah, that's good.
I
Yeah.
did not
Be
want a
unique.
second line. Yes.
Be unique.
you.
I think
No,
the
we still
tourists-
had to have it. They forced us to do a second line.
Oh.
Like you're sitting there just and all of a sudden you hear bump, 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 bump. And like, oh, shoot. And everyone's lining up.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
because that's when it's time for everything to end. That's why they make you do that.
Yeah, but anyway, so John, just to let you know, my degree is in music education as well as master's in percussion. And I pretty much do a lot of stuff, but mostly Broadway show stuff. So there you go. There's the answer to your question.
Masters of percussion. Is it like being like a master of the universe kind of thing?
Yeah, but with less muscles.
Oh.
And I don't have a cool cat.
The drum set.
I have a cat that bites, but it's all good.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have Battle Cat. Or
Orko on the xylophone.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need to have put down cat.
I know.
Okay.
Anyway, his second bullet point, he says, regarding Jollibees, I didn't know that Kevin is also Filipino, which is also very cool. I'd love to take you all there next time you visit the West Coast. However, I can only fit 6 of you in my minivan, so we'll have to plan accordingly. Of course, it will be my treat.
Oh, man, that'd be very nice. There's only 4 of us, although
Yes.
2 of us are kind of supersized.
That's right. And we can bring our own car, too. We can always reach in there, or we can Uber or something, whatever makes it easier.
We'll figure it out, sir.
Or we can strap to the roof or something like that.
Who loses the straw on that one?
Yeah.
Once Lee shaved the beard down, we freed up some space.
Yeah.
So we
ride in
can
the trunk.
absolutely fit in the car. Yeah.
Absolutely. And his next bullet point, he says, in regards to Tokyo Disney Seas Disneyland, I've been there 4 times in the last 6 years.
What?
Yeah. And he says, Japan is not as expensive as I once feared. That's good to know. Very good to know. He said the country has been in a recession since about the 90s.
Well, this is coming from somebody who lives in California, though.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, their standard of living is a little bit higher than ours.
A little bit.
For sure.
A little bit.
But that's good. That's a little hopeful, yeah. You know?
He's living my dream, man. That's where I want to go.
My dream, too.
But he says, I'd love to talk, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on the show, and tell you about getting to Japan using trains, Tokyo Disney Seas, Universal Studios, Osaka, etc. If you gentlemen want to go, I'd love to help you.
I think we got a new travel agent, Lee. I'm sorry. This guy sounds like he knows his stuff. Have you booked a trip to Tokyo Disney Seas?
I would love to have done that. I'll go along for the ride. I'll let him take the commission. That's fine.
Yeah, and Lee can have a stress-free booking vacation.
That's right.
He can live it from the other side of the coin, right?
See, that's all because of the love of Captain America.
I know.
There you go.
All right, next bullet point. He says, I spent 2 days at Shanghai Disneyland during spring break 2019. If you're interested in visiting that park, I'd love to help you get there too.
Good Lord. Has he been to Paris?
I know. He didn't say that. Maybe that's the one he hasn't been to yet.
He's getting all the overseas parks, man.
Yeah. He says the Tron Light Cycle Power Run is awesome.
Oh, I
So we're getting
bet.
that soon, yeah. He'll have to come out to the East Coast. You know, at some point we'll meet up and we'll ride it with him and see. We have a comparison, see what he thinks of the Walt Disney World version. I don't know,
man. I'm more in favor of going that way.
Yeah, I am too. I would be too. Yeah, honestly. And his final bullet point, he says, finally, I have a magic key pass for Disneyland DCA. If there's any light reconnaissance you need, I'd be happy to report back to the High Command in NULA.
Oh, man, that would be great.
A West Coast correspondent.
High Command.
Yeah,
I like that.
That is cool. Because I just realized Stephen Downs used to do all that, and then he moved out here.
Yes, he did, but now he does it over there, and there is JP.
Oh, yeah, there's JP, but he's kind of working.
Right, exactly. There's so much legally he can do.
Yeah,
so,
exactly, yeah. Well, great. That's awesome, man. We definitely appreciate that, John.
Yes, and we will be taking you up on that, I'm sure. We were just out there, so I'm not sure what's opened up since then, but I'm sure we'll task you.
We'll be at Disneyland at some point in the very near future, for sure.
Yeah, well, look, if he goes out there on his own and he runs across some crazy cast member who's got like a crazy story, or he sees something, tell him to relay that into his ASAP. And
sounds good to me.
That's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
That's right. Good. Shield to shield, making it happen, coast to coast.
I will say this, something I didn't notice when we went to the Oogie Boogie Halloween party. I saw somebody post online, because just to give you an idea how the sausage is made over here, when we recorded the trip report, we recorded a lot of them at once so we could have Halloween week off, so that way we can enjoy ourselves for Halloween.
Yeah.
But I saw a video that they actually debuted during the Oogie Boogie Not So Scary Party, Zombie Captain America.
I saw videos of that. Yeah,
did you see that too?
I did see that too.
I was shocked. I didn't even know that had happened. And when I saw that, I was blown away. Like, what is this about? What are they trying over there? That looked really, really cool to me.
Well, I thought when I saw the videos, I thought it might have been from the What If episodes, because there's one of the episodes, I don't know if you saw it, where it's like they're fighting zombies.
Well, even before they did the What If, I mean, that was like kind of a famous.
Yeah.
Really? Was it?
Yeah, that was
zombies was that was a book.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Okay, but it looked cool.
Absolutely. So I'm wondering if they're starting to try out some things over there just to kind of do their own little version of Horror Nights. Maybe.
If they're doing that, we're there.
100%.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
genius. They need to do that.
Anyway, Jumbo wraps
Or
up.
at least we're sitting Jumbo.
Yes. Absolutely. And then he wraps up and he says, I'm thoroughly enjoying your podcast. I'm jealous that you got to hit Walt Disney World this year. I look forward to hearing from you. Much peace, love, and blessings, John Bo.
Well, man, peace and love to you too, sir.
Hasta Lincoln.
Thank you for reaching out to us, man. This is what Eli does for us, man. He goes around and he makes friends wherever he goes. You can't stop him.
Yeah.
Can't stop,
man.
won't stop.
Won't stop.
And one day they'll be female.
Yeah. Well, you
They don't
know.
have any,
But
but that's okay because we get a lot of good listeners.
It's
Same
all
way.
right. I'm not worried about
Not
that.
people.
Look, those
Your
guys,
time
good
will come.
families got. I'm not worried. I'm
Yeah,
not worried about
your
that.
time will come.
Oh yeah,
Your time will come.
It'll come. It'll come. I got
And
it.
so will you.
It's all right.
All right.
It's all about America.
And with your spirit.
There you go.
All right. Awesome. Here we are on the hub, and this is our main topic segment of the show. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, we are talking about how to have a relaxed and stress-free Disney parks vacation because it's definitely possible to do so.
Because that's what we do.
That's exactly what we do. And if
Some
you wanna
people don't
do
want
us-
it.
No,
But
you're
if
right.
you want it, we're going to tell you how we go about it.
Exactly,
We're gonna give it to you.
And Lee got a little taste
He's
of
going
this.
to give it to you. What?
I'm gonna give it to you, huh?
And Lee got a little taste of this when we went down there for the 50th and stuff. So, I'm curious to see what he thinks and whether he liked it and whatnot. But this idea came up because I saw an article from DisneyFanatic.com titled "How to Do Walt Disney World and Not Return Home Exhausted." And I started reading through the stuff. I was like, that's a lot of stuff that we've talked about on various different shows, but we've never really talked about it in one single show.
At least not what we do.
At least not what we do. Correct. Yes.
And
We've
we
mentioned
should.
it here and there, but it's nice to consolidate it all. So like if everybody's like, hey man, y'all sound like y'all have so much fun. How do you do the parks? And it's like, well, here, listen to this show. We talk all about it on this show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to do here. But this also takes me back to the 2005-2006 Disney vacation planning DVD videos. And Danny, you might remember
Oh,
this.
God. Yes, I remember those.
Which we had, in that one, we had 4 different people on
Yes.
those DVD, and each had a specialty.
One guy especially was pretty much sleeping on benches.
Yes.
Oh, I like him.
Yes.
And so I prepared a little video, a montage of our relaxation specialist, is what he calls us.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
kind of give you an idea of this guy that kind of, when I thought about the show, I remembered this.
Okay.
So enjoy.
Okay, before we move on, I want to introduce you to some people. And then finally, there's Dave.
Hey guys, hey Dave.
There he is. There he is.
What up, girl? There you go.
Dave, what is
Sleepy
it you're an
Dave.
expert at again?
Well,
Bad acting.
Yeah.
No, Dave is our recreation and relaxation expert. He's going to show you how to chill at Walt Disney World. You guys go do what you do.
all right.
I'll go do what I do. And Dave, go do whatever it is you do or don't do. Okay, let's do it. Let's go.
So this is about what I remember because Dave's
Yeah.
like the comic relief.
Yes,
right?
he's like the buffoon of the whole thing.
Gotcha.
And I strung them all together.
What they're basically saying is if you rest at Disney, you're a fool.
What's happening, Goof? Oh.
Moving on. In the world of relaxation, this is a thrill ride. Up, down. That's all you need in a ride, really. Your job is to check every bench in the park. You checked it? It's ready for me?
All right, so
Bless you, gentlemen.
since you can't see this, he's just basically trying to find benches to
Yeah.
sit and sleep on.
Now he's sitting and eating, drinking.
Yeah.
What? I'm in France. No, you said France. Italy it is. I'll see you in Italy in 20 minutes. Garçon, check, please.
I would love to know where he was eating at because there was no
I know.
outdoor dining at that point.
Pronto. Italy. No, we said Italy. Okay. China, 5 minutes. You got it. Hey, little buddy. How do you get this guy to push you around? That looks pretty comfortable.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Got your shade, you got your food. How'd you score that? Ah, yeah.
We wanted to push you around the baby
They said I
cart.
couldn't survive in the jungle.
There he is on the bench again.
Okay. Recharged.
There he's back on the bench sleeping again.
Back on the bench again.
Well, that thrill ride takes a lot out of you.
And there's the dog.
We have splashdown. There's another breed of water here at Typhoon Lagoon that's a little more my speed. The Lazy River.
Lazy River.
Lazy River.
And he's lying down
This-
again. Drinking the Lapu
And a
Lapu.
lapu
I
lapu,
was
yeah.
gonna say, I
In a
can't
hammock.
argue with that
Well, sort of.
drinking part at least.
All the rest of the while, stake out your hammock and relax. You've officially arrived in paradise. Are you like me? Have you kind of had it up to here with the 21st century, the hustle and the bustle? This is the place for you. Yeah, this, relaxing.
Expensive.
I like the representation of Typhoon Lagoon. I will say that.
Oh, the whole video was great when I was putting this together.
Oh, I
loved
remember-
it.
Talk about location,
This
is great.
location. Epcot, Disney's Boardwalk, just a stroll away. Or, hey, you can take a boat ride to Disney Studios. This is what a vacation should be.
Disney Studios.
Yep.
Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge turns your vacation into an unforgettable adventure. And when I'm feeling adventurous, I switch chairs. But then again, I'm a wild man.
Mercy. All right, Dave. That's Dave. That's Dave from that Disney vacation planning video.
Dave's not here.
He's not here. Yes. So we're embodying that whole idea of staying relaxed, even though you're doing a parks trip and whatnot. And so we're here to give our tips on how to do that. And we're just discussing a lot of things on how we do this particular thing. So hopefully, if you want to give it a try one day, so you can enjoy and be able to go home where you're just like, yeah, this was great, nice and rested. If you're down with that, we got some ideas for you.
Yeah, because you have to survive that following week when you start going into work again.
Yeah.
So you need that energy kind of stored up.
You don't want that vacation from a vacation thing feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And the way we do things, and we've traveled together both amongst each other as well as with our families and stuff, and we all do it pretty similarly as far as just not rushing, not taking time. I think the only person that's different here is I think it was Lee at one point, but you did do a little go with the flow kind of stuff when we went in the 50th that you mentioned in the past couple of trip reports. Let's lead with that. How did you feel doing the parks like that for once?
Well, it really helped that the crowd levels were not crazy. So after that first day when I realized that it wasn't going to be like a mandatory be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, be the first person in line, or you ain't going to get on nothing, that helped a lot. But it was definitely a more relaxed type trip, more laid back.
It was like that scene in Colors. You were like, let's run down there and ride that attraction. And the guys were like, no, Lee, let's walk down
Let's walk down there
and ride all the attractions. Right?
So yeah, something like that. So, but it was a good time, man. And, I'm not saying that I would do every vacation like that just because that's not in my nature, but it was nice to kind of change it up a little bit and hang out. And it's also easier to do that when you're with adults.
Yes.
This is true. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, that's
So
a
it's a
good
good
point. That's a good point to be made because, the tips that we give for how we enjoy this is obviously not going to be for everyone.
Correct.
Clearly, if you've never been to Disney World before and you've got 2 or 3 kids and y'all are only going to be there for 4 days, the prospects of taking it lightly, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
So maybe keep this in mind for different vacations, and also hopefully we can give you some tips that will help out with that kind of a vacation as well.
Yeah. And so
that's what I was thinking. Hopefully you'll be able to incorporate some of these into your plans to make it less stressful.
Exactly. And if you're a person that likes to go to Bora Bora and vacation, stuff like that, or any of the islands, it is possible to do that with the Disney Parks thing.
Sure.
So it's totally possible. So let's get into the tips, man. Who's got one they want to start off with?
Let's
let the travel agent go
Can I
first.
just throw my ace out?
okay.
Yeah, let me just throw my ace out there.
All right.
I know what this
My
is.
ace of spades. Use a travel agent.
Yes, 100%.
That's 100%, man. It's not going to cost you anything extra. Everything I'm going to do to help you to plan your vacations, the same price you would have paid if you don't use me. So, number one, financially, it's no stress. It's going to be the same exact cost. And
why learn all this crap if you don't have to?
Exactly. Save yourself the hours you're going to spend online and group forums and
researching,
getting information that's outdated, or what have you. And especially right now with everything not being fully backstaffed, a lot of hours on the phone if you got to change something. I had a client recently that they wanted to just add a day onto the reservation, but the website wasn't working, so I had to call in. And it's right now, I don't care what you got to call in for. You're waiting an hour at least. Minimum.
Absolutely. Well,
minimum.
Do you really want to keep track of when to make dining reservations or park reservations, or you want to hunt down that bibbidi-bobbidi boutique appointment, or research which days are most historically crowded and which parks you should visit on such and such day? Deal with the it's not worth it. Just not worth it at all for something that is free of service.
Yeah, because that's a quick way to get in an argument with your family when everybody wants to figure out how to do something, when to do it. Leave it all up to your travel agent. Absolutely. Because you don't want to fight before you go on vacation.
Yeah, shouldn't we be on this park on this day? No, baby. Lee looked it up and he said that we should be here.
I talked with Lee. He's around the back. He said,
Around.
So that's my ace in the spade. My ace of spades. Ace in the hole.
Ace of base? Ace of base?
Ace of base is good. All he wants is another travel agent.
All that he wants.
And you specifically, Lee Lastavica of Lastavica Travel.
Or Rachel Roberge.
If
you want to sneak up on people.
Yes. She helped us out too.
Yeah,
give her a plug as well.
Absolutely. So good on her. And she's been a long time a weekend, but anyway.
And knows her stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Helped you guys come down and surprise us. Who else has another tip?
I would say one is while you're actually in the parks, talk to all the cast members you can. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be about when's the next time to get to this ride, when's the 3:00 parade, all that kind of stuff. Just talk to them like normal people. I cannot tell you how many times I've had fun and what added adventures I've had just by talking to a cast member. And that's a very stress relieving thing because, number one, you're still enjoying your vacation. 2, you have a new experience. And 3, you may have made a new contact with a person.
And you might just learn something.
G.I. Joe. No, I would 100% agree with that. In fact, I did that a lot on our last trip to Disneyland, where it's like, okay, we're going here. I'm a little turned around. Should we go why pull out the app? Why try to find the map? Why figure out where we are? Oh, there's a cast member. Hey, dude, where's such and such? Oh, just go down that way. Cool. We're going that way.
And the back of their hand, they know that place.
Makes it so much easier than having to figure it out yourself. So, yeah, if you ever lost, don't try and figure it out yourself. Just find the nearest cast member and say, excuse me, where should I be?
Another perfect example, using the same thing is when we did Rise of the Resistance, when we all did it as a group. And after we left out of there, I remember there was a cast member that was like, have a good night. And I just yelled out like, thank you. It was fun. You guys doing a great job. Like, again, that's something that's very good spirit for you. And it helps to reinforce to that person too that, they're doing a good job, even if they had nothing to do with it. And you should be happy. They should be happy. Therefore, stress is relieved.
Yeah, you got to balance out all the stressful people that they may encounter in a day.
And you never know. You might get a little pixie dust, like we did with Slinky Dog Dash. So chatting up the cast member, just being friendly, and she put us through the Fast Pass line.
Exactly.
That's it.
So you never know.
I made friends with someone years ago because they were from Brazil, and I talked to them when they were a cast member. We were still friends to this day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really? Absolutely. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen. And again, when you tell that story that, when you get home and everybody's like, how was your trip? Everybody's written the same thing. Everybody's eaten at the same places for the most part, depending upon your aptitude of life. But when you get to say, oh, yeah, there was this one time I talked to this bartender, they gave me this crazy drink and I didn't know what happened. Like, those are the type of things that only work with your experience, but then helps to enhance the experience of Disney to someone else because you can't copy that. You've made that.
That sounds pretty awesome too, because it's like, if you think about it, it's all the attractions and whatnot. Disney strives to have a very consistent experience in the attractions for every guest that walks through. However, the cast members are still individuals. And so they can make your experiences, even though all the rides and stuff are the same, they can make your particular experience unique because all the cast members are individually unique themselves. So that could make, that could plus your vacation, so to speak.
Absolutely.
In addition to slowing you down a little bit by having that conversation.
Oh, sure. Like every once in a while, you will run into a cast member that's still earning their ears.
Yes,
shall we say? That gives you some bad information. We had that in the bus when we were trying to take the buses around.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, we talked about that about our Disneyland vacation where we got some bad advice and we listened to the cast member like, okay, we got to go do this. But 99.9% of the time, they're going to be right on the money.
But that trip was cursed. Even our phones gave us bad advice. We were trying to get directions. You know what's up. You know what's up.
All right. So one tip I'm going to throw out there, and it's something we mentioned on the show a lot of times before, is the whole issue about money. You know, a lot of the stress that people experience on Disney trips is because of money. They want either want to maximize the dollar, or if they spent so much that they want to make sure they get the most out of it. All those kinds of reasons and whatnot. But we've mentioned before in the shows, like, that's one thing you want to make sure you don't. And it's not easy for us to say. You may be thinking, oh, that's easy for you to say. You'll probably go all the time. It's like, well, no, not really. There's a lot of planning and budgeting and making sure we've saved up enough so that we can enjoy this vacation and not be worried about said money. It's money that's already been spent, so just let it go and enjoy yourself. And we've said before, it's like, don't do this trip if you're struggling to afford it.
Right.
Just wait. It's not going anywhere. It's really not going anywhere. Be patient, save up so you can have a really good trip, so you don't have to worry about the money. What do you guys think? I know we've mentioned it a lot of times on these shows.
When you do Disney, it's got to be like, I don't know if you've seen Parks and Rec, but you got to do it like Tom and Donna. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. That's it. When we're there, everything's on the table. I mean, obviously, you don't want to go. You're not eating at Victoria and Albert's every night.
Yeah.
But I mean, treat yourself.
You can have whatever you like.
You should try to have the best vacation you can for your budget.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So some people it's going to be All Stars. Some people it's going to be Grand Floridian. Some people it's going to be staying off site. But know what you're comfortable with. Budget for it. And once you're there, enjoy it. Why did you spend that money if you're not going to enjoy it?
Exactly. Yeah.
You have to make peace with the fact that this is going to be an expensive time, and you're okay with that.
Exactly.
Got to make peace with it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one tip I wanted to leave with.
I like that. You put in a good tip right there.
Thank you.
That's good. Good tip there. Good tip.
Good.
Yes.
Kind of piggybacking off of that a bit, one of my main tips, I would say, is to go often. Go as often as you possibly can go. Don't think to yourself, I'll go to Disney like once every 4 to 5 years or whatever. If you can go once a year, once every 2 years, I would do that. Because squeezing in 4 parks in 4 days with 40 attractions, that's really going to be painful to do. But if you go often enough to where you're like, okay, I know that I've done Speedway. I can move on from that. I can move on from Mission Space. I don't need to see Figment. Well, maybe Test Track. I would see that. But I mean, you're basically narrowing down your trip now to your favorites and the stuff you've never experienced. And that's the only pressure on you. Let me make sure I do the things that I love, and let me make sure I experience the stuff I haven't experienced. But I don't have to do everything. And I would say the more often you go, the less you feel obligated to do.
For sure.
The more time to check out restaurants, check out resorts, do that kind of thing.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it. It's like when I was in college, I did go often. But you know what? For people, you might be thinking, oh my God, I have to spend weeks and weeks. And like, no. It doesn't have to be a week-long vacation sometimes. No. If you can do a quick weekend jaunt, I mean, that's what I used to do, is a bunch of weekend jaunts throughout the year.
Yes.
And what I did on one weekend, I didn't do in the next weekend. And I constantly
100%.
look for those new experiences. And you hear the thing going around the internet, social media, it's like, spend your money on experiences, not material goods. Yeah. There you go.
And, anyone that's been to Disney, one of the main things they'll tell you is don't try to do it all.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think this is the only time you're ever going to go and it's a once in a lifetime, but you try to do it all. And you are going to be miserable. And if you're not going to be miserable, your family's going to be miserable because you're there with the whip. God, you know,
Let's
gotta go. And so
Cat of nine
again,
tails.
they will always tell you
Black leather and ball gag.
Like rawhide for vacation. Move them out. Get them out.
Your safe word is Dole Whip.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that would be okay. So can I just go to my next tip then, and we'll just go back the opposite way?
Be a dominatrix? Is that?
You want to be a... Wow.
Oh, whatever turns you on, maybe.
Okay.
No, I was going to say, be careful who you go with.
I had that on my list too.
Yes,
I had that on my list.
part
Okay.
of, yes.
Yes, something
Agreed.
Eli and I learned the hard way, piggybacking off what Lee just said. You don't need to bring every family member. You don't need to bring your next door neighbor, every cousin, every college roommate, whatever it is. You don't have to. You should be going with people who are young at heart and can enjoy it. But even then, keep your group small, because everyone's idea of the perfect vacation is going to be at least somewhat different. The four of us, if we go, Lee's idea of the vacation is going to be different than Eli's idea of a vacation.
Absolutely.
It's going to be different than Kevin and mine. So I have no doubt that it would be great to go with your great grandma, but is she going to be able to keep up with the walking, keep up with the heat? How happy you're going to be when you're waiting in line to exchange ECV? You know?
Yeah.
If grandpa's just pinching curmudgeon, I mean, how aggravating is that going to be? Listen to him complain. Just let him stay home and watch grumpy old men. It's fine.
I can't move. It's too hard for my liver splashes.
What if you're all on an ECV and just kind of switched out things?
We've seen that. That was interesting.
Oh, talk about being pissed off.
And if you can afford that, that is a very stress-free way. You will not have as much aches and pains.
Maybe we should do that the next trip. We'll bring that little Bluetooth speaker. Yeah.
The ECV family?
Yeah. We'll be the
ECV family.
With some motorcycle jackets.
Yeah. Oh, just like the Disneyland people. We'll be like a Disneyland crew.
We just show up. Everybody's
and
looking at
we're
us.
bringing that Bluetooth speaker, and we'll have like Lowrider or
just
something
jam
pumping
on it.
yellow going.
Everybody's looking at us like, what's with y'all? Like, we family.
I'm gonna bring some stick-on lights, so I have like ground effects and.
Yeah.
Oh, your ECV is going to have hydraulics?
Yeah,
It's
I'll
gonna
be
get bumping
bouncing.
down.
See, I like that because it's got...
It's like, but there's no hydraulics. I'm gonna be picking it up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Disney, I mean, we all think, hey, look, we love it so much. Disney can cure everyone. Disney can make everyone. It can't. There are some miserable people in this world, and all they see when they walk into that park is dollars and cents, and you're just not going to save them. So be very careful who you let into that world, because some people are just not going to go with the flow and not going to get with the vibe.
You should have a test. You should give them like a pre-cognitive test or something like that, you know.
To figure it out?
Something like that. If the imagination isn't on par with what you need, gotta leave it there.
No, I said it before. I really did think when we went on that last vacation that knowing the people we were going with, I knew that might be a bit of an issue, but there was just no problem. I didn't think that a little Disney magic, I felt it could permeate. I thought it would be like the Grinch. The heart would grow 10 sizes that day, and they would be overwhelmed with the Disney spirit. No. It didn't happen.
Let me just add a little to what Danny said. I had this as kind of like an honorable mention. When you're traveling with other families, plan a day apart from each other.
Okay.
That has worked wonders. I've gone to at least 3 vacations with friends of ours and their family, and we all said, hey, on Wednesday, y'all are going to do your thing, and we're going to do our thing. Because after about 2 or 3 days, even people along with great, sometimes, you know, it's like you thought you liked their kids, but they're like all the little things are starting to get on your nerves and all that stuff. So split up, let them go do their thing. You go do and come back together, and y'all can compare notes. Oh, we did this and we did that. And you'll be surprised, like, how much better it makes your vacation by having some time just with your family.
Yeah. I would piggyback off of that because, like, that was part of what I had. I was going to say, give yourself at least a collective hour and a half as an individual to say, hey, I'm going to do this. Now, if someone else is like, oh, I like that too, then yeah, cool, have them come with you. But take that time out to have the lapu lapu if that's what you want.
Yeah.
You know, the ice cream float. Take the time out to go on that ride that you want. I mean, we had that crazy time, that crazy trip, and when I got to do Smuggler's Run, it was like the face was like, oh, you get to do this by yourself. And that was a very good time to just kind of do you. Like, you paid for the vacation as well. It's nothing against the people that you're in the collective thing with. But, like, everybody wants to do their own thing.
Everyone has their own idea of what their perfect vacation would be. And there's, like, Lisa's plan one day. I wouldn't even do that. I would whenever we would go someplace, I mean, at first when we went with our larger family, not when we went, but when I would go with my sister, my mom, my dad, and everything, at first we tried to stay in lockstep, but we got really comfortable with one another and no feelings were hurt. We'd be like, where y'all going? You're going, okay, we'll catch up. We're going to go do this instead. And it happened every day. Which one are y'all doing? Y'all doing this? Okay, cool. We all going? Oh, we'll go with y'all. Y'all do y'all thing. We'll do our thing. When our interests coincide, we'll figure it out together. But there should be absolutely no pressure to live every moment.
I want to go along with Danny said, because that's something I was going to suggest and piggyback on what he said. Because when I was in college, I had a bunch of college friends that we went to Disney World often. And that's what we did. It's like we all had different styles, and you tend to pair off into people that have similar styles of vacationing as you and what you like to do. And then, but you always have those certain times where we're going to sit down at a meal together and have this. We're going to gather, at least decompress. We can talk about our day.
Sure.
We're going to hang out, maybe do this ride together since it's all new. You have those little checkpoints throughout the week and stuff. But it's not like a feeling that you have to stick together all time. And I think I might have gotten this from when, I've done band trips to Walt Disney World and, trying to keep the whole band together and moving from one place to one place kind of ends up like a Brazilian tour group.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. So you tend to go off with your little groups of friends and they all do their thing. And we run into each other in line. It's like, hey, what you all have that experience together. Then you split off again. It's like little paths merging and unmerging, and everybody's enjoying the good time in their own way.
Yeah, because it's different levels when it's like you as an adult and say like you with your kids. Like, when I went with my daughter when she was younger, she didn't know what to expect, but then once she saw something she wanted to try it, I was like, hey, you know what? This is all you have fun. And thank God for doing the show, right? That you get to learn what's coming out and what's what. Because then when we go on something, I'm kind of like, hey, look, this would really make my vacation if I get to do, say, Rise and Resist. Like, I want that to be part of the thing. But if I just was like, oh, yeah, I'll just go to Disney, and then I happen to hear people love this ride, but I don't have the opportunity with all the new stuff going on to take part of the ride, well, now I'm soured. So, again, that goes back to the point and just say, hey, look, know who you're with, be cool who you're with, but at the same time, just be like, I want to take this time to check out whatever, because you don't want to be that guy that kept it within them. Oh, lady, it's a free world. They kept it within themselves. Like, I ain't want to say nothing because I ain't want to ruin it for the group, but I can't go again because y'all didn't let me do what I want to do. Because that stuff festers, and you shouldn't have that
absolutely
on a vacation.
That goes back to be careful with who you invite, because if you got somebody who has to travel with you 100% of the time because they have no outside interest.
Right.
They're looking at you to take them through. Now, suddenly, if they're not having a good time, that's on you.
Right.
Yeah.
You're the one that put them in the spot.
If you're going with somebody who's just hell-bent on being a critic, you're going to have a pretty lousy time. So those two, that's why I kind of wanted to piggyback. Those two kind of go hand in hand.
That was a Nickelback, because we went 5 times piggybacking off each other.
I'll tell you another one that kind of goes hand in hand with that, and you kind of touched on it earlier, I believe, is especially if you're traveling with kids, don't forget to leave adult time.
Yeah.
Don't burn yourself out. Take breaks. Plan for a couple of sit-down table meals.
Exactly, yeah.
There's no better way to, regroup your energy by sitting down for about an hour and a half in air conditioning, no less, having a nice meal, having a drink, taking in, because some of the restaurants are just as well themed.
Yeah.
The kids are going to get theirs. No doubt about it. 90% of the trip is for the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're going to burn yourself out just trying to please them and taking them from one thing to the next, because that's how kids are hardwired. What's next? When are we there?
There we go.
How
What's the next
soon?
thrill?
They just slow it down a bit. Make sure you take your moments, whether it's shopping, grab and drink, whatever it is that you need to do to soak in that atmosphere and breathe it in, because if you just go, you're never going to remember the in-between stuff. Like, oh, that was that song that was playing while I was sitting there and I was watching the boat go by. You're not going to feel that without that.
There's in-room babysitters you can hire. Just you and the wife go out, date night. Go to a nice restaurant. Mm-hmm. You've been with the kids for 8 hours already. Let them go do whatever. And especially, hopefully you have older kids and they can actually go and do their own thing. You got teenagers. Disney is about the safest place you could ever be. You don't have to worry about that. Just let them go and go have dinner with the wife.
Yeah. No, that's and it's one of my things. I'll go back on top of Danny's. I said make use of sit-down eateries, drinkeries, too. I included like bars, like
100%.
what's the bar in studios?
The Baseline Tap House.
Yeah, Baseline. Thank you. The Proper 12 is strong with this one.
I love a tap. I love a tap house. That's how you
Yeah.
get true love.
A lot of the fun times I've had with this group is just when we're able to, when we eat, of course, number one, but also if we're just sitting there drinking, like a Baseline, you're just kind of observing people. And this was even especially, I think we got to do the Rider Stop one time. Maybe it was just me and
Yes.
you, Danny.
No, we did.
We did. Okay, yeah.
We definitely did.
Sitting at the Rider Stop, getting that carrot cake cookie, maybe a coffee if it was afternoon, you need a recharge.
What was the one in Animal Kingdom? Was it Nomad?
Nomad. Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
Just sitting down like that, or even when we're sitting on the little rock thing outside of Pongo Pongo.
And people are probably like, yeah, y'all are alcoholics. Y'all are just going from one place. Eli and I sat at Starbucks after y'all left. We just sat at Starbucks and I had a coffee and we just sat there waiting for the day to turn to night so we could watch the tree come to life.
I tell you what,
Pandora,
with my family at that boardwalk, we ordered a pizza because the girls wanted a pizza. We just sat outside eating the pizza and watching people go by, watching life happening on that little waterway, watching little friendship boats going all over the place. It was great. It was just a nice time. It was relaxed. I'll ask my girls about the same question. I'll relay that later, but maybe I got them trained, but it'll be funny when you hear what they think of. Like I asked them like what would be a relaxing vacation for them at Disney, how to stay relaxed at Disney, and they gave me some answers.
JoJo,
love to hear this. Yeah,
dance video.
You want to hear it now?
Oh, go for it.
Okay, yeah. So I asked them this question. This kind of goes along with what we're talking about because this is how my family tours, and we're pretty chill. And every time we go on a trip, there's always a conversation at some point where me and my wife are like, we probably ought to get up early and actually do something. It's not the opposite. We're always sleeping in.
You are having a relaxing vacation.
Oh yeah, I know.
Man.
That's how we're wired. It's like that's how my family's wired. And me and my wife are the same way. And it's just like there's always that one day out of the week where we're like, yeah, we probably ought to get up early. So we'll set the alarm and we'll get up early, do the thing, have a great time. But then the next day is like we're back to our routine of sleeping in, getting to the parks at 10, and then just doing whatever. Or maybe not even getting to the parks. We don't care. It's fun. But anyway, I asked my daughters how to keep their Disney vacation relaxing and stress free.
Okay.
Number one, pool.
I was
Which I think your daughter says the same thing.
I would love to call Lily in here and see whether or not she but I bet you that would be where she would go.
Yes. So number one was pool for them. They loved it. The second one my oldest gave out, she said she enjoyed shopping. She liked going to downtown Disney and just shopping, going in and out of the shops. Just
That's the oldest one.
You know what?
That's the oldest one, yeah.
I got something against that, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not relaxing to me, but I know that is relaxing for a lot of people. That's retail therapy, they say.
Yeah, retail therapy, yeah.
She happened to like that and was like, okay, I didn't question it.
Does she shop at the Emporium or when she goes to Disney?
No. She doesn't.
That is nothing stress-free about that.
No, she doesn't.
That was
do
the most stressful part of my WDW vacation past week.
I made a mark to put in there, like, if you're going to go to the Emporium, make sure that's like a middle of the trip thing. So that way that adds less stress to you.
Right.
That's a stressful
It's
place.
crazy.
Yes.
What's funny about that is like, with the Emporium, and this is the same with the Emporium and the World of Disney for us. We'll walk by, it was like, oh, I want to go in there, and we'll look at the line to get in, and it's like, okay, never mind. Let's go somewhere else.
Is there a line? Because it just looks like...
Well, during COVID times, there was a line.
Yeah,
They were regulating the number of people, at least the last couple of times we went, they were limiting the number of people that could be in the store. We saw the line, it was out the door, it was out the wazoo, and me and my oldest were just like, let's go to the store over here. This one looks pretty good.
It just looks like a Jetsons cartoon where like the store is there and the ships are just people just coming in and out. Like you don't know where a line starts and where it begins.
Well, especially on the 50th. I mean, when we just saw it on the 50th when all that 50th merchandise was in high demand. I mean, that was more of a product of the 50th.
You want to say,
really? I think so, yeah.
I think so, because usually whenever we've gone, even outside of that, it's
well,
packed.
at the end of the night,
at
the end of the night when everyone's going in there and like all the attractions are closed and before we're getting out of here, we're going to load up on souvenirs to bring home to our family. So maybe that's a tip in and of itself.
That's what I'm saying. Go in the middle of the trip.
Only bring souvenirs home to the people you really get.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point.
Or don't wait till the end of the day because it's going to be packed.
Yes, if someone got you a trip while you were at home and they were at Disney, they got it from the Emporium, that person really loves you because you're risking kicking people in the face.
Oh, that was rough.
Or they went to Creations at Epcot.
I don't have anxiety.
Finding the right size Crocs. Oh my God, that took me like 20 minutes.
I don't have anxiety normally, but I developed it there. Like
I could see that.
Yeah, I would walk somewhere, and it was like one of those movies where you just see like one person in slow motion, when everybody else is going in super fast motion, and I was like, man, I'm sorry. I think it was one point we all went, And I literally watched y'all, and then like I turned around and lost y'all. And I watched, it was so many people. You and Lee actually crossed each other. And you were like, where did Lee
I saw
go?
you, but I didn't see Lee.
I didn't see you. We didn't see each other.
I saw
he
Eli,
just
though.
passed you. He just passed you.
But I remember I bought my thing and I got out of there. I was like, nope, I can't do this anymore.
I can't handle that. I
That makes
click out.
sense.
I click out around there. People, little children hitting you in the knee and stuff.
It's like Black Friday up in this.
Yeah. I don't want to start headbutting random people, but I can't take
fights.
Yeah.
Well, going back to what Kevin was saying,
Kevin
like,
is
are you
children,
done?
yes.
Oh, no, I got a couple
No, he's
other
got-
things.
Well,
though,
let
but
me
yeah.
just can I
go ahead.
sneak in a point real quick.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I would think maybe my daughter would also say this because she'd either go one of the two ways, the pool way or what I'm about ready to say, which is spend half a day at a water park.
Yes.
Preferably Typhoon Lagoon whenever it opens.
Yeah.
Because the pool day is fine. Pool day is nice. But after about 30 to 40 minutes, you've pretty much seen the pool.
Yes.
There's just so much more to see and experience at the Disney water parks. It's like blending the nice, relaxing day at the pool with still having a theme park experience with lots of theming and immersion and attractions and cocktails and food. And it's really a nice, pleasant way of, without all the heck, I mean, there's no long lines. It's just a nice way of blending a pool day with a theme park, so that way you don't feel like you missed out. Like that's a lot of people's problems. It's like, yeah, but if I spend the day at the water park, I've missed out on a whole day.
No.
At Hollywood Studios or Epcot or whatever. It's like, no. You don't get it. It's the exact same thing, except instead of riding Pirates for the 19th time, maybe you're riding a water slide you've never ridden before, and in this really cool tropical paradise for the first time.
Yeah, you're missing out if you don't go.
Exactly, 100%.
And I guarantee it's like your daughter's been in water parks. Mine haven't yet, but one day they will very soon in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee the minute they do, because I know how they interact with the water stuff on the cruise ships.
Yeah.
The minute I give them there is that game over. We have to incorporate that every trip, which I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with. But yeah, I at least I've saved this little thing for them to have, and then when they get to it, I'm sure the little minds will be blown. So I'm looking forward to that day. But anyway, so I asked, they had a couple more things that they mentioned. The third thing they mentioned altogether was roasting marshmallows.
Oh, yes. That is something that they do at the resort.
Totally forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my kids love s'mores. We do it in our backyard, and it's like they roast marshmallows. They don't make s'mores at the Disney at the resorts, but they do roast marshmallows in the back fire pit at a certain time. You can find out when it is. They give you a stick. It's free. Number one, so there's no money hassle there.
That's relaxing.
Yeah, it's very relaxing. You know, it slows you down. You stop. You have to sit there and let them do their thing with the roasting marshmallows. You teach them how to do it, and the cast members are there to help out. They get this big long bamboo stick and they put the big ass marshmallow, and they're sitting there over the fire just doing their thing, and they love it. They absolutely love it. And me and Mom, we can go off, grab a quick drink. Or I'll go off and grab drinks for us while they're sitting there roasting their stuff. It's a good time, man. It's a good time, especially in the evening, twilight hour.
Sure.
That's usually when they do it. They don't do it any earlier than that, like just between dinner and I guess when you get out the pool or something.
That's when you get your Mac on the most during the twilight hour.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see that.
The Big Mac.
What's happening, Doc?
That's
they
right.
had all the Mac.
That's right.
That's right. There
Three girls Mac.
There you go, Kevin Mac.
Give him back.
There you go, give it back.
By the same token, catch the electrical water pageant.
Yes,
That's another one.
absolutely. And you can usually figure out when they come by the resorts, or whatever particular resort. That's a good time to sit on the
Park
bench.
your butt on the beach and watch and have fun.
It's a good time, and you should see that.
Parade. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Again, it's free. Have fun, and again, it's an experience that you can provide for your guests that Disney does, and it's an experience that you can say, "Hey, remember we did that when we come back? When you get home and stuff." Because that's what the vacation's about.
And just to round out my daughter's list, these two are kind of funny.
Wait, really quick. So this is all three daughters making the combined list. You just asked one in particular. She's like, "Dad,
all
I'm
this is
gonna
the
give it to
combined
you."
list except for shopping. Shopping was the oldest list.
Okay,
but everybody else mentioned the pool and roasting marshmallows. All three of them said this, which is sitting in your bed in your hotel room watching TV.
These kids genius.
And I'm like, you do that at home? And he's like, yeah, but it's still relaxing to me. I'm like, okay.
She's got a point. Take that day out. Take that day out.
Are they watching Stacy?
They're watching Disney Channel, so they're watching things.
They yearn for a disappointment next time.
Yeah, I know. And I'm watching Stacy actually.
I watch Stacy.
At least I used to. Now I can't.
Yeah,
It was
now it's just a static screen with all the stuff you can do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's,
kind of a disappointment.
But the last thing, this is my Lily, my middle child. She said this. She said she likes sitting on the balcony and listening to people scream at the pool, which I thought was interestingly specific.
Oh, scream while they're at the pool.
While
you say,
yeah.
I'm thinking there's a bunch of people on balconies screaming at the pool. Like, keep that noise down.
That'd be awesome, actually.
Open up, FBI!
I'd be in for that. That's funny.
Nice splash! Jump in!
Cannonball!
I'm being in the pool, sorry.
Yeah.
Now I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but she likes doing it. I asked her again. She's like, yeah, I just like sitting out there and watching them have fun at the pool. I'm like,
That's
okay,
cool.
that's cool.
She's a people watcher.
She's a people watcher. She's like enjoying the atmosphere. Sitting on the balcony was the thing I caught. It's like, great, this is awesome. I can sit with her, have a drink.
I'm with that.
And look at people when she's older.
I'm with that. I wish she's got a cool style. I remember one time when I was out there, I watched the people in the pool, and I got told some very stressful news on the phone from somewhere else.
Oh, yeah?
That was a Polynesian. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't need to say what it was, just for the sake of brevity of time.
He got fired.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, I have another drink. Like, yeah, just basically,
Wait, so what a better place for you to get that news than at the Polynesian with a drink in their hand?
Yes,
watching the pool.
my job was totally in jeopardy, and it was pretty much going downhill. And the guy was like, no, and I was with Danny, his family, brother-in-law, and sister, and I was like, yeah, it's cool by the pool. Like you said, watching people have fun. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. I'll deal
That's
with it
more
when I get
Polynesian lore for you that the Beatles broke up there. And he got
fired. Yeah.
And like, you better do something, because it's like, yeah, no, you know what? No worries, man. There's plenty of jobs. There's only one vacation. I'm having it right now.
So we can add that with Bora Bora and Jersey Wrestler Dude.
No, I mean that's a
different level.
That's a different level. But this was more the point to just in sake of what we're talking about. It's just that, like, there's a certain mindset that you have to have when you go on vacation that you deserve to have.
Yeah.
It's healthy. And
even though you fired me, your job helped me pay for this. So cheers.
I'll get another job, and I have since then.
Exactly.
It's a very good experience to have that while you're out there, because you cannot take those experiences away, sir.
Yeah,
no,
and you still doing it on Twilight. That's your new nickname, Twilight Mac Kevin.
Boom,
there it is, bam,
boom,
just happy.
All right, so darkest before the dawn. But look, I don't mean to dominate the conversation.
No, that's beautiful.
I think
beautiful.
That goes into another point, and I'm sure Lee would have something to say on this, but stay on grounds, preferably at a resort that has monorail or skyway access.
Or efficient transportation, period.
You notice that the video we just watched, that guy did not, he was not relaxing at any of the value resorts.
No.
No, all deluxe resorts, baby.
All day, every day.
If you want to invite stress, again, another thing that Eli and I learned the hard way. If you want to invite stress into your Disney vacations, keep stepping back and forth out from the magic into the real world.
How about an altercation for that?
Why look out your window and see a Waffle House and a Jiffy Lube when you can see a giraffe? Or
just
a lake,
a Disney
castle,
people walking happily because they're enjoying their vacation too.
Exactly.
Tiki torches.
To go along with that, when we were evacuated, we stayed at Old Key West. We stayed at a cul-de-sac, and I think my daughters could have done this the entire freaking day. But every time a Disney bus would come by, they would run out and they'd wave at the bus.
That's awesome.
And then the bus driver would wave back, and then they'd go back into it. And when they heard another bus, because the buses were always coming around the damn cul-de-sac, they'd run out, wave, and then they'd run back in. I was like, I think they could have done that the entire freaking day. And me and my wife could have sat there drinking, watching them doing their thing.
Yeah, very sociable children. That's,
it was hilarious.
I think they were trying to make sure that you and Mom got the message. We really want to go with that.
Probably so. I don't know.
Can y'all stop drinking for a minute so we can go to the park?
Daddy,
probably one of those things where they should have told me their feelings, right? They shouldn't have held it in.
I don't know.
This is what I want to do.
Maybe you had that look because you hadn't gotten fully relaxed yet. Like, don't mess with Daddy right now.
And it could have been.
Daddy
who knows?
chilling.
Yeah.
But
Did
to
you
that
get the
point,
marshmallows?
To that point, why drive and deal with all the assholes on the road?
Right.
Going back and forth when you can take a monorail or you can take the Skyway. I mean, driving is stressful. You have to be on high alert all the time, especially these days.
Ooh,
and
boy.
if you're in a place you're kind of unfamiliar with, you're in a different area that you're not accustomed to driving, I mean, it's even worse. You've got to be on high alert. Why do that if you don't have to? Leave the driving to someone else and just sit back, relax, take in the view.
Okay.
Transportation in general, like right now, just driving in and around the city right now is highly stressful.
Very.
I feel like I avoid a major traffic accident at least twice a day.
Yeah.
Right now, with the amount of crazy people on the road from the stress of the pandemic and the hurricane, still, there's people getting nails in their tires like crazy.
People getting shot.
People getting
on the interstate. What the heck?
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying. So if you're going to Disney, why unplug from the Matrix if you don't have to?
Right.
Just sit there and let yourself be immersed in it. Take that off your plate.
Yeah. And I tell you what, it's like I know I drive down to the parks a lot, to Disney a lot, but once I'm there, if I don't have to drive, I'll take other modes of transportation.
Yes.
Whether it be the
100%.
Skyliner or a bus, if it makes sense.
Yes.
If I have to drive, I mean, I don't mind, like Animal Kingdom. All right, I'll drive to there because I know it takes a year and a day to get there with my bus.
Sure.
But other than that, or if I know I'm hopping a lot, like if I know we're going to do this, and we're going to go hit the bars and whatever else, then yeah, I don't mind driving a little bit. But if I don't have to, I usually don't. And this is the same thing with my family. It's like if we don't have to drive, then we usually don't.
But I mean, you've been going back and forth from Disney since you were a child, so you're very, very, very familiar with those areas. You always drove.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas like me, I've been to Disney 1,000 times. I'd be lying if I told you I paid attention to any of the streets, any of the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
All right, so we've all mentioned how I'm not the go with the flow type. I do kind of go commando. But one thing that my family does,
you don't know underwear?
Don't need draws on vacation.
well, that too. But as far as touring the parks, I go.
That only happens when he leaves it in a Disneyland hotel room.
Yeah, y'all slept with him, y'all would know.
Yeah, it's true.
But did he have draws on at night?
I think that's all he had.
But
on.
I do.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Don't be bashful, man.
Let it out. Let it out.
You like your skin to be free at night so you can dream?
Is he on vacation too?
He's on vacation in bed, too.
That's right.
That's right, man.
Blame him.
Don't be embarrassed. The people touching themselves while you were sleeping, they should be embarrassed.
Yeah, shut up, Danny.
Wow. Pouncing on people's beds and stuff.
Yes, that's right. All right, Lee, I'm sorry. We'll go ahead.
All right, so yeah. So one thing that we do to help us relax is we do plan in our vacation. We have one day where we do not go to the parks at all. We say, this is our sleep in late day. We might go to the water park. We might do a little shopping. We might do a little spa day, that kind of stuff, mini golf, do some resort activities, hang around the pool, whatever. But we have one day where we're not walking 14 miles a day. Just chill, relax, go with the flow. We usually try to do it after about 2 or 3 park days. And then that fourth or third day, just, hey, man, let's calm down. Let's relax. Let's enjoy some time at the resort that we paid for and not stress. And then tomorrow we'll get up and do it again.
Yeah, you know what, Lee? My family does the same thing. It's like we'll do a week-long trip and maybe one for sure, but maybe 2 days. It's like we don't do the parks. We do because there's we've mentioned this on the show before. There's so much things outside of the park, like the water parks, like the mini golf, like roasting marshmallows, like just eating at other restaurants outside. Even resort hopping is fun. You have to go see all the different resorts, especially if there's something new. That's a trip, man.
Yeah.
The kids love that. It was a lot of fun.
And to his point, I mean, this is something that I thought enough to, I listed it as a tip in and of itself. And I know this is not going to be a surprise to any of y'all because I've mentioned it and Lee kind of touched on it.
Yep.
No matter how exuberant you are about going to Disney, after 3 or 4 days of walking around the park, your legs are going to start hurting. Ooh. And I've made this reference before, but it's like Forrest Gump. You go take a trip to Senses and get one of those hour-long massages, and it's like, Lieutenant Dan, I got new legs.
Wait, is your tip going to Senses?
My tip is get a massage.
Yes, yeah. Because I remember our first podcast
the
trip.
wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
Our first podcast trip, you did one at the Contemporary.
I did. Senses is not the only place, and granted, the Senses is even closed right now. They hadn't even reopened. But
COVID, damn you!
Damn you, COVID. No, but I'm sure it'll be coming along. But there's the Mandara Spa over at Dolphin Hotel is open. I don't know if they do the thing at the Contemporary like what I did when we were staying over there. But I mean, it's like that adds mileage to your tires.
Yes, no.
Your tires will get worn down. And when you have somebody sitting there massaging your legs for 30 minutes. I mean, it is like you are reborn again, and you could do another week easily. Just let's go. Let's hit it.
If I could, maybe an exception to that. Sometimes when you go to the resort arcades, they have those little massage chairs.
Oh, okay. There is those.
They kind of look questionable. I don't know if
you've seen them at most malls.
Yes, and they're and even at Disney they're worn down.
Yeah,
I might suggest against that.
No,
and actually get a real massage.
Anything that goes that doesn't do much for you. No, you need that. You need that deep tissue. You need an elbow in your calf
with the cool music.
Yeah.
And the candles. Can I tell you
Serenity
what?
now.
What this dude just said, he just said, I just had a spiritual moment. Like, I don't know, something took me back.
You had a happy ending?
Yeah, I did. I might have to walk out right now.
So long story short, you don't want anything like an old Mattel bed where you have to put a coin in and it works.
No, you don't want that.
Pay with plastic or cash and have somebody actually touch you and work those kinks out.
And again, it goes back to what we talked about earlier when this is still a cast member. You can engage them while they're talking to you. You still have that experience.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome experience. It changed your life.
Reminds me of Family Guy. Lower.
I'm coming back again.
And even if you're going with kids, what we used to do, sweetie, let's take her to this is at the Grand Floridian. We stayed there at the time. Sweetie, let's take her to the pool. You take first shift for an hour. And that's what, and I'll go get the massage, and then boom, I'm coming back after an hour, and I'm floating on air.
Tag team back again.
You're it. You go.
I love it.
I went right to the bar. I would watch the kid in the pool after that and have a good time.
Oh my God! I think after I had the first time, because Danny was an avid fan of it. And I remember we went out on the trip.
Oh, that was at Saratoga Springs Senses.
Yes, and you were like, you got to do it. And I was like, yeah, come on. I went back and forth, and I was like, all right, cool. And I remember we did we put something up. We posted something up Facebook Live, and I think that was the happiest I was at that point. I was like, yeah, everything is great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
it was good.
She worked me over. She put the oils on and all that stuff. That will give you a whole new level.
Did the stones, the hot stones.
Oh, you gotta love that.
Yeah, she's doing the thing. And they pushing all of the stress out of you. Literally, it's out. And I was a whole new person. It felt like the vacation I started ended, and then a whole new one happened while I was on it.
I could see that. Yeah,
because it happened.
So Dave, so Dave, the relaxation specialist, will be proud of you guys for this.
Yeah, well, he
absolutely he would love it.
I graduated.
No. We taught Dave something he didn't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Now you know, Dave. Go to witness.
If Dave was smart, Dave would have been in Senses.
And so, if our next podcast trip, if I could say, let's all book that one day.
We'll be in the steam room together, guys.
Yes, right.
In the
I
towels
will work
and everything.
2 jobs to get that.
Family.
Big summer blowout.
Big summer blowout.
What?
Big summer blowjob. Whoops, sorry.
You're like, why are you so shiny? I know it's my inner glow.
It's like, Kevin, that's not the line.
You like it, huh? It's Twilight.
Yeah. All right, who's got the next tip? These are all great tips.
I would say one thing that stuck out to me from a trip that I had. I thought about, because now we're talking about in this one, you and your kids. Okay, granted, my kid is a full-grown adult, so we have completely different discussions that have nothing to do with a Disney podcast. But when she was a kid, one of the things was that I think when you go on a ride with your kid, that's an experience in itself. But I think the kid, usually the kid gets like, "Oh wow, that was awesome." I think you as an adult, you should take that time, take that opportunity to engage the kid and how they, that's the experience they share with you. And trust me when I tell you, as a person that has, and I'm sure Lee can attest to this, a person that has a kid when they're, 22 or such, you're not going to have too many of those experiences where they're going to be able to communicate with you on that level of enthusiasm. So engage your kid with that. Say, what did you like? What did you didn't like? That kind of stuff.
You're saying talk to your kids about their feelings after riding the ride?
While you're riding it, not like, well, what who touched you? I ain't saying that. I'm just like, yeah, that was awesome, right? You know what I mean?
How did you feel after
you
Mission
be a
Space?
kid while they're being
was that
a kid.
relaxing?
How did you feel when you saw the cucumber at Living with the Land?
When the water hit you in the face.
On the 6th time you dropped down the Tower of Terror.
Yes.
How relaxed were you?
Daddy,
Tell me about hydroponics and how those vegetables are sprayed, how relaxed do you feel?
That's what you said. You gotta cup yourself while you do it.
That
So,
Patrick
yeah.
Warburton, did he make you feel relaxed when you were soaring?
Good job, pal.
So talk to them about their feelings.
I would engage. Yeah, I would say engage. While they're having fun, I
Well,
would
you
say,
like engaging.
I do.
You're an engager.
That is true. I
You were
do
engaged
like to
once,
do that.
yeah.
A natural born engager.
He is
I
a
am.
natural born engager.
I will
I
all
like
day.
it.
I'm a thriller.
Remember
All
that,
day, every
ladies?
day.
Mm-hmm.
He put a ring on it.
He's all about the engagements.
Yeah.
Wait, slow. What? I was still thinking about sentences when you said that. My mind just came back to what you
¿Cómo
just
se
said.
llama?
Yeah, huh?
¿Cómo
On the
te
playa, what? Engagement.
Can I give it a tip? Here's my
Just
tip.
a tip. Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Forget about the fireworks.
Those
Forget
fireworks are terrible.
About,
Especially now.
especially with this new show, it's too crowded. It's too claustrophobic.
Yes.
It's too much.
Too stressful.
And if you try and do it with kids, it could be flat out hell.
you can lose your kids.
You could lose your kids
Absolutely.
in the music in the moment.
Yes.
You own it. And,
Own it. It's all about letting them go.
Let it go.
I mean,
You
they
got to
get
talk to them about their feelings after that. I'm sorry I lost you. How do you feel about me as a parent?
to get a good viewing spot, you'd have to sacrifice 2 hours of park time. You'd have to stake out a spot 2 hours in advance, get packed in the sea of humanity, the like sardines just piled in. If you got small kids, they're just looking at asses, just nothing but asses.
Elbows and asses.
Right.
You're
I
right.
mean, you could pick them up and put them on your shoulders, but now you're blocking the review of
And
everybody
hurting your
behind
back.
you.
Yeah, you're about as bad as an iPad guy.
Yeah, and now you're ticking them off. I mean, if it's that important to you, book the Tomorrowland Terrace, do the fireworks dessert party thing, go to Narcoossee's,
California Grill.
Grill.
Book a Park View room at the
Yeah.
Bay Lake Tower or something.
Forget about trying to catch the fireworks on Main Street, at least until this calms down somewhat.
100%.
See that?
100%. This is why I support the dessert parties. You get a place to sit. You get to relax.
Yep.
You got your spot. You ain't got to be down there in that sea of humanity.
Exactly.
I do not do Main Street or the Hub for the fireworks.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'll try to get like up on the train station. If I can't get that, then I'll just go watch it. I mean, we watched the New Year's Eve fireworks at Hollywood Studios outside of the gates, because I was like, as soon as these fireworks are done, we're out of here.
Yeah.
But I still saw them.
Hey, I tell you what, Lee. Along with that, when my oldest daughter, was 6 months old, we went down to Disney World for the weekend, and we watched illuminations from outside of the what the hell they call International Gateway. There used to be a little busway, and you could just sit there and you watch it, and it still had a great time, And it wasn't too loud for the kid. It was great, and I still saw the fireworks. I heard the music. I still had a great time.
Well, I think Lee even said, like, when you're watching Illuminations, there wasn't a bad seat in the house. Now
Exactly.
we're harmonious. It's like, oh, man, we got to be in that one spot. If we really want to see everything, if we really want to take it all in, you got to be in this spot. And it's like, man, look, make peace with the fact that there are people who get out there 3 to 4 hours in advance, take a spot, stake it out, set up their tripod, record all this stuff. And basically, Eli and I were right there when they were doing... what's the name of the new fireworks show?
It's right there by the,
there you
by
go.
the castle.
We saw it all, and it's like, man, it was like 90% of the time your eyes are on the castle. You're not even seeing the fireworks in the sky. I mean, you're just watching them change the castle with the projection effects.
And it wasn't synced anyway, sir. It wasn't.
I don't know if maybe it was thrown off because we were more to the side than flat on, but you're possibly right. Yeah.
Look, I tell you what, I wouldn't have, if it wasn't for the podcast or if it was the new show, or Lee wanted to get in line, I would never have gotten there that early.
No.
To wait for fireworks. But I mean, I'm kind of glad we did because we met some really cool people. But at the same time, like I usually don't do that. That's not worth it to me. But I'll do it because of the podcast and
Right.
what I see and everything else.
How much fun is that for your kids? Sweetie, we're standing right here. We're going to be here for about 2 hours.
Right.
And then as time goes on, you're just going to be looking at other people's butts.
I mean, you could make the argument. It's like, yeah, y'all do that at Mardi Gras parades. But yeah, Mardi Gras parades, we have the freedom and more room to do whatever.
Exactly.
We can run to Popeyes. We can play in a neutral ground, throw a football, throw a Frisbee, whatever.
It goes for miles.
Even past that, there's no cast members that have roped off areas and they treat you like you're an airplane trying to land with those little codes.
Oh, yeah.
And Yeah. Like, that's
Go,
stressful
go,
in
go,
itself.
go.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple of people where, like, they had their kid and the kid hit my leg and got separated. I'm like, look, I ain't trying to kidnap your kid, but I'm looking ahead because this person's got lights going in this direction. Pick up your child. Yeah, my phone. That's stressful in itself to get to the area to even watch the fireworks that ain't worth watching.
And who at this point hasn't seen fireworks?
Exactly.
I mean, it's not that hard to see fireworks. Disney's got some great fireworks.
Yes.
But year after year after year, the fireworks get smaller and smaller as the projection effects get larger and larger.
Yeah.
The emphasis is not so much on what's popping in the sky, it's what's going on in the surrounding building.
You're right, because when we saw that one, it was like, poof. It wasn't like, poof, 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 poof.
Yeah, it was like the
it wasn't
fireworks
like that.
were enhancing the projections.
Our
it's
New
the
Year's
color of what's
Eve
on the castle.
fireworks are just as nice as that. I mean, it's not that hard.
Yes.
To really experience it and have a good time with fireworks. I mean, if you really want to see the projection effects, I mean, there's so many people out there with 4K cameras that have set up and made the sacrifice so you don't have to. So you can go ahead and enjoy more park time with less people in line.
Patronize those creators.
And if they want to make the argument about, well, you do it for Mardi Gras, here's your counterpoint. You don't have the castle moving down streets.
That's right.
So, we could go anywhere and still see the same effect. Now, if they do that, boy, you got a show.
And here's the second argument. There's no titties.
There's no titties.
Right.
I am sorry. That is very relaxing. Okay, here you are for a trip.
If I could say,
fireworks show would not be made better by titties.
Can you imagine having massages one part of the day and then titties at night?
how about a topless Tinkerbell coming down the castle?
Oh, that's fireworks!
She got pasties on, it's twinkling.
She's like, wishes! Those some small ass magical titties.
To go along with that, I hear the fireworks in Eli's bedroom are just as good.
It is, and
that's what your wife says. I don't know.
There's still a lot of traffic to see it. So I mean, no, it's all good. Hey, All right,
Lee, do you have one for us?
I think I got one more good one.
tip.
Okay.
And I'm surprised Danny didn't steal this one yet, but get the dining plan.
Is there a dining plan?
No. Wait, you changed my mind on the dining plan. Now,
we had an argument about this on a previous show. We went back and forth about this.
He changed my mind on the dining plan, where dining plan is not so much a necessity anymore, but I see his point. It is less stressful.
For stress.
Yeah,
for stress. Distributing on the stress level.
I can agree with that, yes.
And especially if you've never been before.
Yes.
And just get the dining plan. You may or may not save money, but that's not what this show is about. This show is about relaxing, stress level, having a better vacation.
Your
and
costs
the
are all
Disney
built
dining
in.
plan will give you less stress, if not just for the fact that once you get there, you don't have to come out of your pocket with any more money.
Right.
Yeah,
Every time you got to pull out your card or pull out your cash, it's like, stress. It's already done.
Stress.
You're ready. You don't walk into the restaurant and be like, man, I wanted a steak, but I guess I'm gonna get the chicken because I don't really want to spend the steak.
Oh, don't do that to yourself.
It's so cheap, but it's a lot of salad.
It's so raw, but it ain't what I want.
That's right. He's embodying that Bruno right there, man.
And I did. Pre-game helps.
Got to get that perm on that attitude so you can relax.
I want the steak, not the chicken.
Yeah, you have to order. If you want to make it a bargain, you have to order the most expensive thing on the menu every time you eat, and then you'll save some money off of it.
Yeah.
But from a stress point, Lee's exactly right. To not have to know that your meals are all taken care of, and you're like, where do we at? How much money do we spend? To not have to think about that. It is.
Absolutely. I agree. I do like that thing.
Autopilot is nice.
I do like that. Yeah.
I would say this. This is something that I think, learned on the last trip, and I kind of did this anyway. But I mean, and I'm sure most hardcore Disney fans do. Get the park hopper option, so you're never locked into a particular park if it's too crowded on the day you go there.
Yes, that traumatized that old lady we saw.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah,
we had
I'm thankful for that.
This past trip. We popped into the Magic Kingdom on a Monday, and there was just nothing available that wasn't over an hour in wait, including Small World. And we just popped out of there, went over to Animal Kingdom, and pretty much had our run of the place.
Yeah,
we could do whatever we felt like doing with a 20 to 30 minute wait max.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I tell you what, it's like it was back in time when my kids were younger and I had the double stroller, and I couldn't park hop efficiently to make it worth it. But now that they're older, I don't need a stroller. Man, we're back to park hopping. Because I agree, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Because you can pivot and go wherever you need to go depending on the crowd.
Anything and everything that adds flexibility to your trip whatsoever is a good thing.
But it's definitely a lot less stressful if you could park hop in Disneyland as opposed to Disney World.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Just want to throw that in for 2 cents worth.
But on that days when you want to hit everything, that's when you drive a car. Because we get to zoom, zoom, zoom.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's right.
Zoom,
Take
zoom,
the back road. Zoom,
let
zoom,
me
zoom. Yeah.
Hey.
If I could throw this one out there,
Sure.
I'll say forget the alarms. Forget the alarms unless you need a reminder for like some kind of various reservation where they're I'm talking about like alarm clocks.
Oh, I thought you were like fire alarm. Like this is
no. Pay attention to the fire alarm.
Don't worry about
The CO2 alarm. Yeah, you want to pay attention to that.
Okay,
100%.
Like a lot of people set alarms for their workday and whatnot. If you can help it, unless you book like an 8 o'clock reservation somewhere for breakfast and you need a little extra help, like if I had a breakfast that early, I would have to set an alarm on vacation. But if you don't need an alarm, man, just turn it off. Sleep in. Yeah. You don't be structured so much.
You ever seen Inside the Actor Studio?
Yes.
I always ask those questions, and they're like, what sound of noise do you love? What sound of noise do you hate? My answer for what sound of noise do you hate is an alarm.
Yes.
Especially the Apple, because I have an Apple phone, obviously. The iPhone alarm, I hate that sound going off. So, yes, I don't want to have to listen to that if I don't. Kind of like to what Lee said before, it's like plan a day without ever. There would be one day. Like, okay, if that's going to be the day we got to get up early because we don't want to pay for the Fast Pass to Rise of the Resistance, so we're going to get to Hollywood Studios early. Okay, fine, have 1 day or 2 days like that. But don't make your whole trip getting up early. Sleep in a little bit.
Even it's just funny. Even the nuns in a Catholic church have what they call natural rising.
Natural
1 day a
rising.
week where they don't set alarms because usually they have to wake up, start praying, all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
as a routine if you're familiar with the church. But I talked to a nun about this. Like, man, do y'all ever?
You asked her about her natural risings?
No, I asked her.
Or was she waiting for something to rise naturally?
Well, who knows? But here's
was it the nun from The Conjuring?
Forgive me, Sister Mary Augusta, for I have sinned.
No, but I was playing a gig.
I have risen.
I was playing a gig at this Catholic school, and I was just like, "Sister, do you guys ever get to sleep in?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Really?" It's like, "Oh, 1 day a week." I'm like, "1 day a week?" That's when she told me about the whole natural rising thing.
That's what we call Saturday.
Yeah.
I natural rised at 2 o'clock today. I
think natural rising day is their Saturday. Now you mention it. Yeah, I think that's their day. Yeah, because Sunday they're busy.
Yeah. They go to church, and then during the week they got to crack rulers over little kids' knuckles.
But all that's to say is even nuns take a time to wake up without an alarm.
I'm glad they take a time. I just didn't know they had a term for it.
I didn't know that either. That was that stuck with me for so long. This was like a long time ago. I'm
hearing like
college.
Aretha Franklin. It's a natural rising.
That's what you hear, because I hear the nuns being like, "Well, it's been a while. I'd like to see a natural rising."
Oh, they married to God, man. God rises.
God just
7 days a week,
all day, every day,
all day.
Every day.
Bam! I'm just saying that's a lot.
Natural rising.
This is totally blasphemous. I'm not going
my
to
Come up,
praise Jesus. Have mercy.
miracles come out.
Natural rising.
And that's why those nuns were so mean to me back in school. I'm not laughing. That's not a joke.
No, I don't blame you. I hear you.
No,
I had nuns.
Yes.
Yes,
you ever had nuns as a teacher?
Yeah. I've never had nuns as a teacher.
I did.
Thankfully, I didn't.
Well, he's right. There were some very nice nuns, and there were some very
old school rule wielding.
Because they had natural rising once they became a nun. I think that would have knocked off a lot of steam. But yeah, that's why I really worked well on my diction and spelling words, because I had a teacher in second grade who literally cracked my knuckles.
She had 12 inches of discipline for you.
It wasn't natural rising, that's for sure.
That would be a great name for a comic book, Natural Rising.
Natural rising. Like,
I thought you meant like 12 inches of discipline.
No. Now I was thinking about a nun that fights crime at night.
Natural rising.
Natural rising?
Natural rising.
She doesn't need an alarm clock.
She always the alarm.
She hears evil everywhere.
Well, yeah, I back to what you were saying.
Yes,
sir. That's all right. Yeah, I agree with that, because it is tough to think of going on a vacation like a work day. You know what I mean? Like you're like, okay,
it's
like I
man.
sleep late. And I know that everybody else around me might wake up earlier than me. So I'm kind of like, okay, I got to keep that in mind. But it is nice to have that one day where you got a free-for-all. You don't have to get up to crack of dawn to catch the ride or to catch the breakfast. Or
yeah. I tell you what, on the 50th trip, man, there's one day we had to set an alarm. It was the day we were trying to get a Remy virtual queue pass or whatever you call it. And I remember that alarm going off in my head. I'm like, seriously? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I got to log in. Oh, shit. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry, master. Here we go.
My bad.
But yeah, no, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, seriously, really? Come on.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. All right, next tip. Who's got a tip?
I got a tip.
All right.
Avoid the friggin' summer.
That's a good tip.
I mean, I get it. If you're a teacher or you have a kid that struggles in school, it might be tough. But if your kid's under 10 and getting A's and B's, they can make time up. And a good teacher will work with you to make sure that little Johnny doesn't
have
flunk
problems
out
in school
because y'all went to Disney for 4 to 5 days during the week. I mean, avoiding holidays, going between September and December.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be less crowded. You're not going to be dealing with the heat. And let's face it, Orlando's pretty hot and miserable during the summer.
A little bit.
You don't
it's a
say.
scorch.
It's less hectic, less time in line. All that leads to less stress. So anytime that you can go while it's in the fall to winter months,
yes,
I would highly suggest doing that.
I agree with that, Danny. And for you guys that listen to the show a lot, that's a lot of times that's when I travel is the summer because, my wife and I were both work with education systems. And so we're kind of restricted to that, even with the holidays and whatnot. But yeah, if I didn't have to go in the summer, I wouldn't. Now, if I did have to go in the summer, I tell you what, late July, early August is not bad. The heat's still there, but the crowds are not because a lot of people are going back to school at that point. Yeah. Especially the southern schools. Yeah, the only people that aren't going back to school are the northern schools because they got the whole snow thing and the cold weather. But the southern schools, they start late July, early August. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, y'all go back to school. Louisiana, we're going. We don't go back for another week. Let's go. But if you had to do it, that's it. But I totally agree with Danny. If I didn't have to do the summer, I wouldn't do the summer at all. I definitely wouldn't do the time between Christmas and New Year's, but I'd do everything else outside of that. Mardi Gras. Well, actually, Mardi Gras, I take that back. Mardi Gras is a time when we have off here in New Orleans, but a lot of people don't unless it coincides with President's Day. So if that's the case, if Mardi Gras doesn't coincide with President's Day, that's a great time for half of New Orleans to go to Walt Disney World, which usually happens.
And they do.
Yeah, half stay for Mardi Gras, half stay for New Orleans. Because we have to leave half of the people here to keep Mardi Gras interesting for the tourists.
Exactly.
Somebody's going to show their titties.
Yeah, somebody's going to show their titties. The tourists aren't going to do it. Well, they might now. That
No, they will.
Yeah. So a local has to point out where the titties are at.
This is where you pee in the streets.
Yes, or throw beads at the titties.
This is how you do this without getting arrested.
That's right. Exactly.
Thank you. That's a completely different show about avoiding stress.
Yes. All right, what other points we got? Who else got a point they haven't said? I have one left, but does anybody else have anything else?
I've picked back said most of mine.
I can do one more as well, but I'll let you go.
You let me go?
Yeah, go. Yeah, because I just went.
This is my. Oh, it's true. You're right. So speaking of went, that's my last point. Take a dump.
Okay. Did you just get?
If only it was that easy, Kevin.
Talk about
I know.
If
for you.
Yes, I know. I don't mean to brag about my prowess of being able to move my bowels.
You need to, but you need to expound on that.
I will expound
not on the taking a dump, but
Kevin should be in the Rectal Hall of Fame for his bowels.
This goes along with what we're saying. Is like if you're going to travel in the summer months or a hot month or a rare hot October month,
take a hot dump.
Florida has more hot months than they have cold months. And so when I go to the bathroom, and you guys, if you listen to the show, especially long-time listeners, I'm pretty good with the bowel movements. And I have no problem, especially if it's a good, clean bathroom in the Disney parks or Disney Resort. I have no problem going. There's a couple of advantages to this if you take advantage of taking the time to do your number 2 and not waiting till you get back to the room. Number 1, you're not impacting all that stuff in and you're constipated to go back to the room. That's number 1. You're keeping your health good if you can help. Number 2, you're in air condition. So you get to be in air condition.
This is true.
And not only do you get to be in air condition, you are sitting.
Yes, that is very stressful.
And if you do like me and take your time, you're sitting in air condition, and you are relieving all that stress that you've kept inside you and releasing it to the world.
Would you be willing to share like at least 2 areas that that's where you go to.
That's where I go. So if you listen to the past trip reports, number 1, the first area is the old Toy Story Mania bathrooms in MGM Studios, right by One Man's Dream. That bathroom is now neglected because they opened the whole Toy Story land, which is great. So don't everybody tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell your body.
Those bathrooms are super clean. They're small. They're small, number 1. So I don't want everybody going up in there and not taking up my spot.
The next one I'm expecting to hear is the gold standard of bathrooms. Let's
you talk about the Contemporary Resort?
That's exactly it.
Danny introduced this to me. That's the second. And Eli and I had shared a time on our last podcast trip.
Yes, that's
where we both went and did our number 2 in some of the best bathrooms and property, which is in the convention center area of the Contemporary Resort.
It is
the gold
nice.
standard.
Zero traffic, air conditioned, comfortable, clean.
Yes.
That's the key. It's clean.
Very clean.
I can't do it if it's like
Private.
nasty and everybody's been in there.
A lot.
Like toilet people. But this is clean. Eli and I had a conversation while we were doing it. It was great.
Like, you all right? Did the toilet suck up? No. Are you good? I'm good too.
I'm like, Eli, there's nobody in here. We rule this joint.
Yeah. I'm like, my
We are
toes.
masters of this domain.
My toes are curling just thinking about it.
So y'all were
Experience.
sitting next to each other as y'all were doing this?
We were a couple of stalls.
Yeah, I don't
apart.
remember where he ended up. I knew we weren't close.
Then you missed out on the suite.
Oh, the suite.
The
You're
handicap
right.
bathroom
You're right, yes.
area is like a luxury suite.
Yeah.
Huge wooden
You're right,
doors.
you're right.
Yeah. Oh,
Own
God.
sink. You have your own sink.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
you do. Yeah, they have their own sink in those.
It is.
I'll tell you what, in the parks I do that. In the resort, for some reason, I don't do that because it's like nobody's ever in there. Especially in that one. Especially in that one.
makes sense though. Now you don't want someone to
Yeah.
bust in and catch you in there. But yeah, that one there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So much so I got out before you because I know you take your time.
Yeah, I do.
But I had to sit on the sofa. And I remember some lady was like way down, like she was going to like an office or something, but she didn't have to call. She just saw me sitting there. I think she must have said, "Oh, you must have used the bathroom," but she just waved and just went on by the business. So it was even
The afterglow of the bathroom
Yeah,
experience.
it's like getting water in the middle of a marathon.
I remember after 10 hours, I was done with my thing, and I walked out the bathrooms, and there's Eli relaxing on that couch. And then Danny's way at the other end of the hall. He's like, "You guys finally done yet?" Or what?
Yep.
It's like, yeah.
Yep.
I think it was Kirk and I that were out and about. We were checking out the pool because really the Contemporary does not have a great pool.
No, it doesn't.
It does not have a great pool for being such a great resort.
Yes.
We were even talking about how great it would be if they rethemed that pool to The Incredibles. Like, I know they're going to do The
That would be
Incredibles
awesome,
rooms,
yeah.
but I mean, can you imagine a
credit
Elastigirl slide?
Elastigirl water slide? And,
wow. You're a diving board with Mr. Incredible holding it up.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
just lift it up and exactly. We Kirk and I planned out the whole thing.
like a dash
don't
roller
remember.
coster thing like they do on the cruise ships.
Yeah, with the water really
Yeah.
at speed like that.
Oh, that'd
Again,
be awesome.
We were talking about all this stuff.
Y'all had all that time while Eli and I were in the bathroom.
Yes, while y'all holding hands.
We were relaxing.
Y'all were double dropping a deuce, and we were planning out the future of the Contemporary.
Damn, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You have like a
Pool.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was a chill sofa,
But-
okay? Sofa was that good. Sofa
My
was that
last
good.
point of doing a number 2 sometime, whether you're in the parks or in the thing, especially if in the hot months, there's nothing more comfortable than being half naked somewhere and just letting it air all out and just relax. You've been wearing those clothes all day. You've been in line.
They've been sticking to you.
They've been sticking to you. Sometimes you see that just like I just gotta open myself up and just let it air out, and I am refreshed.
Guys, this is even if you're at home, you can follow this tip, right?
Yes, even if you're at home, you tell this to. Yeah, especially if you live in the hot climate areas.
Yes.
No, seriously, I do take pride. It's like God.
So you're naked in the bathrooms when we're waiting for you outside of the bathrooms of the Contemporary. You were in there naked. You
Can I
took
tell
everything-
you? I take my little half backpack off.
Okay.
I take I take my sunglasses off. I hang it
Ladies
off.
and gentlemen, this is sharing, by the way.
I drop trowel. I lift my shirt up, and I'm just like
What do you mean you lift it up? Like you take it off, or you just lift it over your head?
no, I lift it up and I tuck it on my armpits so it doesn't fall.
So your titties are hanging
that.
out.
Yeah, everything's hanging out. Everything like 80% of my body is exposed at this point.
Oh,
No,
wow.
just take your shirt off at this point, though. I mean, just go full
you know,
George
sometimes
Costanza.
I'm with Lee.
Sometimes
yeah.
I do, but if a fire alarm comes off, you don't want to go up there half naked. So you want to be able to have your shirt on so we can just drop it and go. So I learned that. I used to do that.
Okay. How
But
many fire alarms have gone off while you were taking a
But I'm partially paranoid, so you do want to be prepared. Okay. You just want to be prepared. Because you don't want me somebody coming in there like fire, and then you got no shirt on, you go in there half trowel, and you're like, so you're doing that shuffle, that trowel around your ankle shuffle. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Where you're going out there, kind of thing. You know, but that's the best reason, man. You let all that air out, you're just like, man, senses.
No wonder I had that smoke panic attack that one time. Like,
and you know, I don't care what's going on in the stall next to me. This is my world.
it's my time.
I'm away from my family.
Are your
I'm away.
shoes and socks still on?
Yes, my shoes and socks are still because I don't do that in a public.
This is my
I can't go barefoot in a public
You
bath.
go. Oh, I was gonna say.
I can't do that. No, I can't.
Boy,
do that.
I was about to say you raw as hell, boy.
I'm
you
not
can't
that
get
raw.
off in that.
I'm raw, but not that raw.
Even in the contemporary.
Even the contemporary. No, I can't do that. No.
You should.
Can't do that.
I don't know who's been there before, and it's like I know it's clean, but you
It's
know what?
really clean though in there.
That's good. But I'm keeping my shoes and socks
some
on.
cold porcelain.
Yeah,
right there. All right.
yeah. If I can help it, I don't wear sandals to the park. I like wearing sandals, but not to the park. Just for that reason. I don't want to touch somebody else's whatever. I don't want those molecules getting on my feet and then in my bed and stuff. You know, I don't want that.
Nothing worse than flip-flops at a urinal. I'll tell you that. Like,
Dude, no.
No way.
I mean, it
No
makes for
way.
effective tap under the stall, but it's terrible for like hygiene.
Oh, you know. Oh, yeah.
Because you get the sandal slap. You go. You know, it's
and
all
you're
good.
splashing now.
Yeah, but then the molecules all over your foot, and it's just gross.
Oh, geez.
Well, the more you know, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think we could top that at all. I think that's the best tip so far.
I'm done.
Yeah, I had one more tip, but I'm just going to let it go now.
I'm done.
Seriously, gentlemen, ladies.
Kevin's like, follow that.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, ladies, look, try it. You're in your own world. Nobody's going to come in your world because you got the little latch. You could do whatever.
Watch guest services blow up.
No, but you know, that's all very important. And a lot of people like laughing. They're probably like, yep, yeah.
Please write in and be like, holy crap, I did not think about the crap until you said that crap.
Because look, seriously, it's like, what a better stress relief than that? I mean, I know, Danny, you have trouble going, but it's like at the same time, if you could, it would be great, right?
It's a traveling thing. No. You're 100% right. When you're able to get all the toxicity out of your body and like, oh man, you feel relieved.
Yes. No, it's a great.
You're moving freely. You're not slowed down. No,
I have new legs and ass.
You even had to get a massage. There you go.
Yeah, if you can't get a massage at that point, that's the next best
Can I tell you,
thing.
the bathroom distances were beautiful.
Are you serious?
And
Really?
you get to use the little quiet room. Oh yeah, you get to use that whole area as long as you feel all day.
All right, look, next podcast trip, let's do it. Let's take one day. We're all doing a census thing.
They have to reopen.
Have we ever done a podcast that's strictly devoted to census?
No, we haven't yet.
No, we haven't even done a podcast trip to census.
I say we
you
don't-
and I've
yeah.
done it, but I mean,
Yeah, let's not do it until we all do it,
Oh,
and then we could
boy.
do a whole show on census.
I don't care what the download is on that one. That
Yeah.
one needs to be talked
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll podcast from the hot tub.
Guys, for relaxing and stress free, is there
Naked
anything
in the
else
hot
we
tub,
didn't
too.
talk about? Is there anything we didn't talk about?
There was only one other thing I would think to say, but I don't even feel like saying it after.
I'm sorry, dude. You're a very intelligent young man, but you can't follow that. That's
No,
a
you
lie.
can't follow
You can't
it
follow that
at
That's
all.
But
pretty
I
much-
want his opinion to be heard too. That's the basis
About
of our
the
podcast.
bathroom?
No, about his last tip. I don't want to leave it out.
Okay, fine. Last thing I would say
This is
is
the last thing. Okay, so here we go.
take advantage of the Disney apps.
Yes,
I have
yes.
not experienced Disney Genie Plus or
Nice.
Disney regular Genie.
Or I Dream of Genie, or
Or yeah, I did
Barbara
experience
Eden?
that.
Or
Barbara
Genie
Eden.
Plus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
got me through puberty. But I would.
I thought I was alone in that.
no, you weren't. Eli, you were not alone.
It was between her and Samantha from Bewitched, but she had the better costume.
Absolutely.
Menage a trois.
Yeah, no, I haven't done it for myself, but I've done Max Pass, and I love the convenience of it. And I missed it in our last trip. And I mean, you're just talking about a service that is designed to make your Disney trip much easier, less time waiting in line, more flexible, and any and all of that involves less stress.
Yes.
And by that same token, if you're going to do counter service, do Disney mobile ordering. Don't wait in 2 lines.
That is nice. I do like that.
The idea of just calling everybody over, what do you want, what do you want, what do you want, and getting it all ordered, put in, and now you're only waiting in 1 line. Again, less line time. That's what you're looking for. It's exactly what you're looking for in a Disney vacation.
And you can do that mobile order while you're in line for the ride that you're about to ride.
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
Hey, after this, let's go get lunch. What do y'all want? Boom, 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 boom. We're done. You get off the ride. You walk up to the counter. Hey, got your order ready. Let's go.
Yeah. So that would be that would be my other, I mean, I remember we did it when we were in Disneyland, where it's like we were sitting at I can't remember whatever the little tropical hideaway place. Is that what it's called?
Yes. Yeah, we're by the Tiki Room.
And we're like, well, these little bow things are nice, but we want something else. And we did the mobile ordering.
You got the ribs.
Yeah, and Lee and I went and picked it up, and it was just done easy. The line was a mile long to order it, but we just walked right up, got ours, and walked back.
Yeah, that's smooth. That's smooth as hell.
No, it's good too. And it's like, you don't have to pick it up right when it's ready. Whenever you're done with your thing, you can just go and get it.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful thing. I absolutely agree. Yeah, mobile ordering, using the apps, mobile ordering is great. I look forward to the day when we can try out Disney Genie, Genie Plus, and the individual attractions and stuff like that.
I look forward to the day of the mobile toilet, where
you get both, buddy.
You get to book that stall in advance.
Now that's a living character initiative.
That'd be awesome. Like
that's what I'm looking forward to now. I mean, I just like, I'm like half-heartedly giving this great tip.
Oh,
but I mean,
you remember the Junkanoo bus? It could be like the Dumpanoo bus.
Wait, remember the what-a-doo bus?
You don't remember the Junkanoo bus?
Junkanoo bus?
Yeah, no. In World Showcase, there used to be a double-decker bus called the Junkanoo. And
remember the double? That's what it was called.
Yeah, it would stop because it was like Jamaica, and they had the groove, and so they'd stop. Yeah. They'd come out. They'd do a show, and it was like all kind of man reggae. It was a hot energy show, and they get back on the bus and they go around to a different spot in World Showcase. But it was a Junkanoo bus.
If you watch when the Muppets do Disney World, the Electric Mayhem are on that bus.
Yes, yeah, they're on that bus. Yes, that's the Junkanoo bus.
I didn't realize that was what it was called.
Yeah, I mean, granted, listeners, back in the day, they used to have double-decker buses. Like, you could take that to travel from points in World Showcase. Mm-hmm. But, of course, World Showcase has gotten so busy that they can't even do buses anymore.
Yeah, well, fair.
But, they even used to do a Junkanoo bus, which was the entertainment bus, and it was great. But, that's long gone because it's gotten so packed.
So the take-a-dump bus would be you come out, you take a dump, and wave to everybody, get back on the bus, and drive to the new place.
Well, for a fee.
To see you take a
No. So you can have the privacy. Like, I'm serious.
You're saying you could get on the bus, do your business.
Yes, and you're left in complete privacy.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm telling you, like, when we went to Europe, when we were in London and whatnot, I mean, they had places you put the money in, and boom, like, you walked into a complete seclusion, and you were allowed to use that facility.
So that's complete anonymity. What you say?
You thinking about getting risque in one of those bathrooms?
No. I was just thinking.
I guess so.
I was just thinking about the polar opposite, which would be if you were on the bus, you went to take a dump, but then like a bunch of people came out and attracted the crowd with singing and dancing and like pitching fire and stuff. Then you took your dump, got off the bus, and then they knew you were off.
And nobody knew that.
Nobody knew that you did the thing, and then they were like, "All right, we're gone." Like I was like, "Oh yeah, that's kind of neat." Like everybody is distracted while you're doing your thing.
All right. Well, let's keep in mind people are listening to us at work.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. But thank you for that tip, because actually that kind of righted it a little bit and made total sense, because that app does help. And it's a lot. You can also see where your people are at, what the plans are, so you don't have to lose track of anything.
You can coordinate when your reservations are, everything. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
A very nice manner.
I think that's an excellent way to end. And look, these are a bunch of tips that we've learned based upon the way that we take a relaxing and stress-free Disney parks vacation, whether it's Disneyland or Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
And so if there's any tips that we had forgotten, we'd love to hear from you guys. And look, you can get in touch with us to share your opinions, and all opinions are always welcome. And we're going to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that podcast about the relaxing and stress-free ways to enjoy your Disney Parks vacation. If you want to learn more about us, the Magic Our Way podcast, the happiest podcast on earth, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to share your opinions, you can get in touch with us through a variety of ways. Number one, shoot us an email, show@magicourway.com, or call us at the 1-815-WEEKEND. That is 1-815
Toilet Weekend
669-4226. I just made it. I just made it.
I saw you speed that up.
Just like with that mobile toilet. Yeah.
I know that mobile toilet would have been quick. Anyway, we have a couple guys do things outside the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with comics.
Hey, Rob Liefeld here. Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, all of it. You guys, what is up? Eli Ivory. What a great name. Eli Ivory, comic guru. I'm here to talk about you.
Ooh.
I am here to say, check out ivorycomics.com. That's right, you. Check out ivorycomics.com. ivorycomics.com. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You're missing out.
Totally.
The Savages comic cannot be beat, cannot be surpassed. You need to check it out, experience it for yourself, and you know the story. It's all about the glory. Congrats to you and all the magic that you're making with your Ivory Comics, Eli Ivory, comic book guru. Check out ivorycomics.com, comic book guru, Eli Ivory, the whole package. Deadpool said to. Do it. ivorycomics.com right now. Liefeld out.
Yeah, that's another stressless tip to have is have Rob Liefeld do your introduction for you. Take so much weight off of your shoulders. It's totally worth it.
Better than that Charles Fleischer intro, right, Lee? He gave me the thumbs
He gave the don't even want to say anything. Our audio is like boop, nothing. Dead spot.
I could have gave him a tip on that one because we never mind.
Was that a stressful tip?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
There are no stressful tips on this podcast.
No stressful tips. And that's the beauty of going to the Ivory Comics website and listen to this podcast. There's a link to both. You never miss anything. So check it out because that's how Disney works with Synergy, and that's how we work here on this podcast because we are just the happiest podcast on the galaxy. Get to Earth. We're past that. So
definitely the drunkest. I would say that.
I don't know. That's right. We got to test the competition out. I want to test the competition before we get to that point. So please check out the Ivory Comics website. Like Rob said, follow the link to the Magic Our Way podcast. As been told, you never miss a beat. Facebook.com. I'm right there. Eli Jive. As long as you're a real person, nice to meet you. If you're a bot, don't want to greet you. I know who you are out there, Sarah Lane. Terrible person. Get out there. You gave me hope. I don't like having no hope from a bot. Just get on out of here. Okay? That should be the bot beat. Absolutely. Good and terrible. Project Geisha has a Facebook page. Check that out. Check out the art for that. So Facebook.com/Project Geisha. Instagram right there, EIvory504 posting up the hearts and the likes and whatever you got going on. I'm following that. Love it. And of course, on Twitter, I can be found at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness and you're just bringing me the gladness, thank you very much.
And look, man, it's a good time. It's a lot of good time. If you're lucky enough to last this long in the podcast and listen through our closing, usually enjoy yourself because this is when we just let loose.
We haven't let loose like
I was going to say, how much looser can we get at this point?
Loose like some stools.
Speaking of number twos, just let loose.
Just let loose. No, I assume when people hear the piano, da, 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 it's like, okay, we're done. But the people, the lucky few, they get to stick around. They get to enjoy something special each and every time.
The lucky few don't have to worry about us trying to sell them on a bunch of crap we don't even believe in.
That's exactly, yes.
Yes.
That's right.
I believe in my stuff.
Oh, I believe in your stuff.
I believe in Lee.
I believe in you.
What's that crap we don't believe in?
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we believe in you.
Sorry, I got to take that number 2 after that talk earlier.
You should. Look, and if we believe in this guy, if you want to book a vacation to experience and give a try at these relaxing and stress-free tips, you could do it through Lee of Magical Moments Vacations. Lee, tell them how to do this.
Just give me a call at 832-431-1621. That's 832-RELAX. Don't do it when you want to get to it.
Relax.
Relax. Don't do
it.
Relax. Don't do it when you want to poo it.
When you want to poo it, relax.
Gotta let it come.
Don't push it. Let it go right out naturally.
Gotta
you
let
don't want a hemorrhoid. Just let it go naturally.
Let it go.
Don't
Grease
push.
it out.
Don't force it.
Gotta eat the beats.
Want to get an
bacon.
anal fissure.
You don't want to eat that either because it sucks. It hurts. Don't do that.
Have a hemorrhoid.
Let it naturally. And speaking of natural, Lee, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, just email me at lee@magicourway.com. Facebook, you can find me at facebook.com/Lastovica Travel. That's LASTOVICA Travel. Instagram, you got a friend in Lee Travel. And on TikTok, you got a friend in Lee. And if you do need that, we'll get you hooked up and booked up with no
Hasselvika.
In addition,
Poopavica. What happened to Poopavica?
I was trying to do you right for your brand, but okay.
Relax. Gonna Poopavica. Relax. Don't do it. You're gonna let loose a Vika, but don't force it. No,
relax.
Let it pack up. Let that concentrated evil out. That's right.
Where you got to go.
And look, guys, in addition, there's so many ways to support the show as a whole, and you can find them all on our website, magicourway.com. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. Also, we want to take a second and thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. And look, we are not your typical Disney podcast. We're going to be a little different. Even the ones that say that they're a little different, we're still a little different than that.
We started a little different.
We are a little different.
We were born a little different.
We were born a little different.
Just start playing Wolverine from now and let them know we're mutants.
We're the drunkest podcast on earth.
Tipsiest at least.
The tipsiest podcast
Quite.
at least.
Listen,
Yes, because we're of age and we're responsible. That's right.
A wee bit.
Of age, responsible.
We're very responsible. We juggle things you guys have no clue about.
To an
That's why you
extent.
got to support the Patreon. You got to support everything we do. So
Just like a bra.
right. That's right.
We support.
Greatly and hold it up because I know about supporting it. All right, never mind.
Summer weekends. We say Quaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
I have every intention of eating those bananas for breakfast, but I still somehow end up with
Kevin,
tacos.
Twilight Big Mac.
Twilight Kevin.
Two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.